One of the key elements of the Mass Effect franchise is the importance of decision making. Each option you decide upon will either have immediate or eventual consequences, and it's no different with Mass Effect Andromeda. Here at SegmentNext, we've provided a helpful guide to the key decisions found in Mass Effect Andromeda. But before we begin, allow me to state the obvious. Spoiler alert! If you want to take on your playthrough blindly, stop the video now. With that out of the way, let's get started. There is but one key decision in the prologue of Mass Effect Andromeda, and all you have to do is thoroughly explore the surface of Habitat 7. Do this, and Alec Ryder will praise your pathfinding skills at the rendezvous point. For this key decision, all you have to do is accept Sloane and Kelly's deal, but be aware of its consequences. Sloane and Reyes will have different dialogues in regards to this choice, and Van Terev will eventually be executed. Another key decision during this mission is to save the Archon Flagship. If you do, the Krogan Scouts aboard will help you out during the main mission. During this mission, you will be given the decision to either destroy the Exaltation Facility with Cardinal and Angara inside, or leave the facility be and spare the Cardinal. If you destroy the facility, no consequences will come to you, but if you spare it, you will receive help from the Angaran Resistance during the last mission on Meridian. For this mission, you will be asked to use the kill code from the Primus. If you use the code, Ket forces are weakened during the Meridian assault, but if you don't use the code despite receiving it, there will be no consequences. Another important moment during this mission will depend on whether or not Captain Dunn dies. If Captain Dunn is killed during the mission, her crew will be saved, but if she survives, then she will live throughout the Hyperion crash landing. This path requires you to complete Turian Ark, Lost but Not Forgotten, with Avidus convinced to become the Turian Pathfinder. You also need to complete Cora's loyalty mission. This should get you 3 Pathfinders by the final mission. You will be asked to back one of the following as ambassador to the Nexus: Moshe Saheva, August Bradley, Director Tan, Director Addison, or Ephra. Regardless of who you back, there are luckily no consequences to your decision. There are many key events that take place depending on the loyalty missions you accept from the multitude of potential romance partners. During Liam's loyalty mission, Liam confines Varand at the end. If you say yes to this path, it could very well cut off the relationship, but if you say no, there are no consequences. During Cora's loyalty mission, you will be given the option to keep Sarissa's secret. If her secret is kept, Sarissa appears in the final mission as the Azari Pathfinder. If she is disgraced and replaced by Vidaria, then Vidaria becomes the new Pathfinder. If she is disgraced but not replaced, then you'll merely experience some dialogue changes. For Jaal's loyalty mission, you will be given a decision regarding the extremist faction. If Axul is killed during the mission, Jaal becomes upset. Rokar hostiles on the UNCs increase, and Jaal's family aid Ryder. If Axul is not killed, then Axul eventually shoots Jaal. With PB's loyalty mission, you will be given a choice in regards to the fate of the mysterious device. Who will you save, the device or Kalinda? Choose the device and Kalinda will be lost forever, but if you don't choose the device, then PB will save Kalinda, who will send the remnant tech and appear in the final mission. The device will be lost forever though. Depending on how involved you are with Carrie Tevessa, you will experience different dialogues in her interviews for task Path of a Hero. With Gil's loyalty mission, there will be no events that transpire, but there are some changes in the dialogue. These changes occur should you cheat in the poker game, or should you decide whether or not Gil should co-father a child with Jill. Drack's loyalty mission will depend on Oroan's status. Whether it falls or not, Vorn will appear in the final mission, but there will be some dialogue changes between the 2 outcomes. Finally, during Callow's loyalty mission, you will be given the choice of either Callow or Gil Brody. Just choose who you prefer. There are also a few B stories with some key elements and decisions. For Krogan Exodus, you can either be exiled or demoted. In Salarian Ark, Salen helps out during the final mission if Dr. Aiden is arrested. In Turian Ark, if Avidus Rix becomes the Turian Pathfinder, he will help Ryder and contribute to Captain Dunn's survival. If not, Avidus becomes a drunk mercenary on Kadara. In Ryder Family, if you find all of the memory triggers, Ryder recalls Alec's memory and figures out the Scourge. Last but not least, we have some Hub and UNCS related key decisions and consequences. In Nexus, you can either ignore the status of protesting families, get arrested in order to restore peace, or agree to the protesters' terms and end the crisis. During the Status of Carrie Tevessa documentary, If you ignored the quest or interviewed director Tan, Tan makes an appearance in the documentary. If you help Carrie produce a piece or help Carrie to focus on the achievements of the initiative, there are no consequences. But if Carrie quits her documentary, Carrie leaves the Nexus. During the status of Nexus Saboteur, you can either be turned to the Nexus leadership, exiled to Kadera Port, or have no investigation. Make Nexus's involvement with the Three Sabres mercenary crew public, and the news can be found over the Helios News Service. In Nilkin's status in the murder plot, if exiled, find Nilkin on Kadera later on down the road to catch up on him and his family. If released, find Nilkin in Hyperion before he's placed in status. For Knight's status, if talked in peacefully, Knight's son Elaine joins the Nexus scientists, but if killed, there will be no consequences. For status of the Oblivion formula, you can choose between Arena Ferenth, Dr. Nakamoto, or that you've never found the formula. Choose Arena Ferenth, and the formula continues to be sold on Kadera, and Ryota doesn't become a doctor. Choose Dr. Nakamoto, and the formula won't be sold, but Ryota will become a doctor. Solve the murders and mystery behind the murders in Kadara Port for both Ryder and Reyes to take out the Rokar cell. If not, the murders will continue to happen. In Faction on Top, if you select the Outcast, then Reyes escapes and the Collective doesn't lose dominance on Kadera. Choose the Collective, and the Collective loses dominance on Kadera. If you don't show interest, Sloane remains in charge, and if you do nothing, either Sloane or Reyes will show up for the final mission. You will be asked to tell Angaran the truth about Kot. You can romance a Velakar, and find the ancient Aya Vault plans. You can create either a science outpost or a military outpost. Create a military outpost for a Prodomus team to aid you during the final mission. If you give the Remnant Drive core to the Krogan colony, the Krogan put down an outpost and allow the MWS to join their settlement. If you don't, you'll receive 1,000 research data and 2,000 credits with no encounter with the Architect. For status of Secret Water Source, allow Anya to continue for aid. Replace Anya and her crew attacks Ryder. Don't find the source and nothing happens. Tell Mackerel about her brother's exaltation, and she'll leave for Harvel, otherwise she'll return home. Kill the Angaran AI or they will kill the hostages, and Ryder will keep the AI. Give the AI to Angara for her aid in the final mission. And that's all we have on our Mass Effect Andromeda Key Decisions, Choices, and Consequences guide. If there's anything else you would like to add, let us know in the comments section below.